Thanks for stopping by. This is a video like no other. Who I want to see added to Multiversus, as well as different concepts that I could believe can save the game. So I chose from 5 different TV series. Not only I chose from 5 different TV series, I didn't do the natural, oh, this one character, that one character. No, I said we should get 3 different characters from each TV show. We should get the main protagonist, the main villain, also as well as a popular side character, because a lot of times it don't really be the villain or the protagonist that carry the shows. It be the combination of side characters, as well as certain shows that I don't think people even really that are owned by WB or Warner Brothers, who is in charge of creating and adding content to Multiversus. So I have one of those particular shows in my lineup. With that being said, let's get right into it. So the first person, or the first TV show I'm gonna start off with, is a nostalgia classic, superhero Static Shock. Woo woo! With that being said, I feel like I know Static Shock is a great addition to this game. Nobody but Black Adam has electric powers. Also, Static Shock has so many different characters that can be brought to the table with so many different powers. It's like, why is he not here? What are we really waiting for? I don't really have other concepts that I think should be brought from Static Shock, except just mainly the characters. So for me, I would go with Static Shock as the main protagonist. I think his homeboy Richie. I don't know a superhero name, but his name is Richie for sure. He's more of a technological type of guy, so he'll definitely be a mage. And Static Shock, I would assume they would make Static Shock a mage as well. Yeah. And with that being said, for a side character, well, a villain would be Dion, or they call him Shadow Man. And you could also go with the Pyro dude. Not really sure his name, but he is part of the intro to the show. If you know his name, leave it in the comment. My next show that I'm very, very interested in bringing to the Multiversus, or I wish they would add to Multiversus, is a very popular show, Shaolin Showdown. And another concept that I think can be added to Multiversus from this show is adding the items called Shengang Wu, which give the characters on the show many different powers. One of my favorite is the changing chopsticks. As well as 2-ton tunic, which would be a great defensive capability. Say for instance, you get this weapon and you at like 200 damage and somebody swings on you and you survive, like that'll make the game a whole lot more interesting for the fragile characters or the lightweight characters, especially in rank mode. Also, Shaolin Showdown has just a plethora of villains between Chase Young, Hannibal Bean, Wu Ya, Panda Man. The list goes on. So me personally, I would like to see Hannibal Bean as a villain that would be added, but I'm pretty sure everybody else want to see Chase Young. It don't matter. Bring somebody from Shaolin Showdown. As far as the main protagonist, it got to be my boy Raymundo. I ain't trying to hit nobody else. I'm dead in that. And as far as a great side character, I would have to go with Omi's friend. I think his name was Jerome. You know, I probably should start learning some of these character names before I do this. But at the end of the day, I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I'm just a man who watches cartoons and play video games. Okay, you've got to a very important point. Right now, if you are feeling the content, please subscribe to the channel because there's going to be more content to come. So, with no further ado, this next one is going to blow your mind, and you may not have heard of this, but the next one is that I want to see brought to the game. is JoJo's Bizarre World. So JoJo is actually owned by Warner Brothers. I don't know why, but I can confirm that is true simply because the outro of JoJo's Golden Wind is sung by an American song. That being said, JoJo has one of the toughest villains of all time. I mean, the Sauce God himself, that boy Dio. Got to bring him to the game. If you don't know who Dio is, I'm going to give you a little snippet of Dio. So honestly, when it comes to JoJo Bizarre Adventure, picking a main character is kind of more complicated than most. I don't want to give too much of the show away, but for you to really understand what I mean, you would have to watch the show. But for me, hands down, I gotta go with Jotaro, who is the 3rd generation JoJo. I believe 3rd generation, 4th generation. Again, complicated storyline. Watch the show. Now, for me also as well, when it comes to a side character, you have to pick out of one of these guys except the blonde hair, because the blonde hair is a protagonist. All the other ones, I don't care who you pick one of them. They stands, which is their main power in the show, is too crazy. I personally would like the little short hair, the short smaller dude with the bangs sticking out. I forget his name. Again, I should know this stuff. Hey, I'm not perfect. Sue me. He got a crazy stand. It's like a little airplane that shoot missiles and rockets. It'll be tough. And he keep a switchblade on him. I think he'll be a great addition to Multiversus with the chaotic and the chaotic weaponry and the different combats he can put together. I would be more than ecstatic to see it added to the game. And I think it would bring a lot of notoriety to the show as well. Okay, so this next one is very important because I feel like it just has so much potential to really change the game. I think that we should get some of the stages from this show and put in the game. Kids Next Door. I mean, that big behind treehouse. You mean to tell me they can't make any type of 5 stages? And since we talking about stages, to me, the number one thing that is holding Multiverse back, and I stand on this hill, they have the worst stages I've ever seen. They all are the same. The platforms suck. There's really nothing interesting about them. Like, really go all out and make the stages better, and you can save this game. I promise you. Like, if you present an option in rank mode for people to play in the tree fort from Kids Next Door, come on, man. Like, how can you lose? Or even the moon base. I mean, really, it's so many options with the different places they went to. Number 5 had the whole ice cream episode. I mean, there's no excuses why you can't bring some stages from K&D that actually have functions like trap doors or just different sections and screens. That'll really be a cool addition. Now, hands down, the protagonist got to be number 1. You know, ain't really no need to discuss that. Now, as far as villains and side characters, that's where it get really tough. I think a lot of people would like Father to be the villain, but you got so many good villains. Delightful Children from Down the Lane. Me personally, I think I would put Toiletnator because I just think he's funny. And it'd be great to kind of go with the comedic style that Multiversus offer in the gameplay. As well as when it come down to side characters, pick them. Just pick one. It's so many of them. I couldn't pick a. Grab a list, throw a dart on the wall, and whoever you get, make them. Just make sure they popular. The one show I want to see on Multiversus more than anything else. If you know me, you already know what it is. Regular show. Hot take. Maybe not. I think the best cartoon ever is Regular Show. It has the essence of wackiness. It has just everything you need. Character development. Situations that don't make any sense to how we got here. Fight scenes. Just everything cartoons mean, all in one nutshell. With that being said, I think they should do like a Tom and Jerry kind of character setup with Mordecai and Rigby. Side character, Benson hands down. The episode where he lost his mind and went Super Saiyan on the boys with that screaming. Come on, man. It's like these characters, Regular Show characters, are made for Multiversus. And the villain himself, Death. The stuff him and Skips be going back and forth doing, the shit he pull out of his hat. Come on, man. I'm taking Death as the main villain to come on Multiversus every time. Between him riding that motorcycle or that big long arm like Morty. Come on. And if you enjoyed this list today or this reaction, hit the like button, comment on what content you want to see next. And like I say every time, this is not like any other channel. You put the content in the comment, I drop the content. For all my E1s that made it, please put them frying pans in the chat. Thank you.